Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work without you guys. I'm going to take a little taste. I just got back from the orthopedist, getting that big ass needle in my knee, and hoping this might take a little bit of the edge off of here because it hurts. So forgive me for a second here. Woo. So, E2 always says, I'll do a video anywhere. And of course, I ended up recording, getting that shot, and talking to Dr. Thompson about NFL injuries and things. Who better to talk to than an orthopedic surgeon about some of these things and what players have to deal with? So, Mike McCarthy went on record today. In fact, we're going to listen to a little bit of the press conference at the Combine. What's cool about the Combine is Super Bowl was just a few weeks ago, and there's not a whole lot of work. The players are off until April 6th before they start working out with the teams and things. And this is, I don't know why they say that the NFL season doesn't start until the 18th of March when you've got everybody, and I mean everybody, together there at the Combine. You got the owners that are there. They had meetings about the NFLPA, CBA, contract negotiations stuff. You got all the scouts there. You got the future players there. You got everybody there. And what's going to happen is, people going to have a few drinks and, have some conversations and things about what's going on. You might hear a few things that you wouldn't expect to hear because, you get one of them really good steaks and you get a good bottle of alcohol. People's mouths start, getting a little freer. So look out for all kinds of news and business transactions that are beginning right here with the Combine. So Mike McCarthy did a press conference. And what I want you to notice about this is, look at Mike McCarthy. There ain't nobody else around. There's no Jerry. There's no Steven. It's just Mike McCarthy at the podium. I like that. And he's talking about quarterback. We're just going to listen to about 2 minutes of the interview, and we'll come back. Because, see, I have a drop the mic moment. For all you that keep saying that we should just trade Dak, and get another quarterback, bring in Tom Brady, or go ahead and go for Joe Burrow or Tua and things like that. I'm going to give you a real world example. We're going to go to school because I've done my research on this, and after seeing what happened, I am shocked. I cannot believe how bad it really was. But let's listen to Mike McCarthy here, and then we'll talk about the other points.
Obviously, this time of year gives us a chance to be around the draft prospects, but just to give you an update where we are, as a coaching staff, we've had a chance to get through all the video, and we're starting to build the playbooks, offense, defense, and special teams, and it's now we're starting to formulate how we're going to put it together with our roster. Obviously, we have a lot of free agents, a lot of business decisions in front of us, and we're still working through that process. But just excited to be here and to get the draft process started. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Coach, what are your early impressions on the Cowboys organization?
The organization, the Cowboys organization, it's a unique place. I've enjoyed every day there. The energy is awesome. I think you feel that from the first time you walk through the doors. So it's, the passion, and it really starts with the Jones family, just the way they approach everything. So I've really have had my head down, and I think like all coaches, when you're in that first year, you're just trying to get to the next meeting, get things organized, and because there's a lot of things that are different for all of us. I got a lot of coaches on my staff that I have not worked with before. So just putting together protocol, policy, the approach and everything everything that we do. So whether it's from game management, football technology, going to Oxnard for training camp, so we just have been grinding through all those things and just trying to make sure we're ready. We will be ready when the players get back officially April 6th.
Is Dak Prescott your franchise quarterback?
Dak Prescott? No, definitely. I mean, it's exactly where we want to be with Dak. I think what he's done to this point, speaks to itself. I mean, and really, Dak he's in a business situation right now. I've gone through this as a head coach with a number of my players in the past, and I think, like anything, it's just time to be patient and let the business people work out the business matter, and that's really where we are as an organization, and that's where Dak is in his personal flight to get a contract done.
Any concern about him not getting the deal done and missing the
We can just go one at a time. I'm not in a hurry.
Any concern about if they have to tag him and he doesn't get the deal done, not being available also?
Really the hypotheticals. Really, it's not really anything I've ever spent much time thinking about. We'll just take it one day at a time, and it's a business matter. So, obviously, all the.
Okay. You know what? I got to tell you, it's refreshing not to see Jason Garrett up there. I got to tell you, I'm loving not seeing Jason Garrett up there. And I got to tell you, I'm glad that he said that Dak's our quarterback, and it's just a matter of business people taking care of a matter. We'll take it one day at a time, but he is our franchise quarterback. Now, for those of you guys that say, you know what, he's a bum, let's get rid of him. Okay, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's move up in the draft. Let's get to it. He's going to be a star. He's going to be great. Or better yet, let's get Joe Burrow. Let's do that. We can move up in the draft and get that guy, right? Or then there's another crowd that says, let's trade for a veteran. We can get Derek Carr, or maybe we go ahead and get Dak. Franchise tag him, trade him to somebody else, and get those picks, and we'll go through and we'll sign Tom Brady. Well, I'm going to give you a case study that literally blew my mind. The chances of those things happening and working out for the better are slim and none. Let's be honest. Understand that when you look at right now, you say how many good quarterbacks are there? Really good quarterbacks. 10, maybe 15. We'll just say 15 real, good quarterbacks. 15 really good quarterbacks throughout the world. That's it. Of how many billions of people are there? There's 15 of them. And your chances of getting one that's good, not just really good, just good, aren't real good. Now, as you Cowboy fans that have been spoiled, because see, I'm old enough to remember the after Troy Aikman, all of these bum ass quarterbacks that we brought in here, the Quincy Carters, Ryan Leaf, Drew Bledsoe after his time, until we got to Tony Romo. And see, you've been spoiled because we had Tony Romo, and then we, ended up from Tony Romo to Dak Prescott. Most teams don't have that kind of, that kind of luck in transitioning from one quarterback to another. Of course, there was Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, but that's not very often the case. Usually, you lose a franchise quarterback, it's hell to replace him. It's hell. And I'm going to give you how hard it is. Because let's look at the Washington Redskins since 2010. I had to write this down. It still blows me away. In 2010, the Redskins decided, you know what? We want a veteran. We want a guy. We've tried drafting, and drafting stinks for us. We want to sign a veteran that can play. And Donovan McNabb had done some great things for the Eagles. The fact that the Eagles were the last team to repeat as division winners, not 1 but 3 years in a row. He went to a Super Bowl. He did throw up all over the field, but he still went to a Super Bowl. So the Redskins said, let's get that guy. You know what the Redskins gave up when they made the trade with the Eagles? They gave up a second and a fourth. They signed him to a 5-year, $71 million contract with $40 million guaranteed. Didn't work out. He played 1 year. That year cost him $40 million in 2010. Not 2020. 10 years ago, it cost them $40 million. Ouch. So then they decided, we need to move up in the draft. We need to go ahead and get one of those guys at the top of the draft. So they moved up from the 15th spot to the number 2 or 3 spot. They gave up 3 number ones and a second to get that guy. He had a great rookie year. After that, not so much. And they signed him to a $21 million contract. So $21 million there. Okay. So then, also in that draft, they drafted Kirk Cousins in the 4th round. So looking at this, well, we'll come back to it. Kirk Cousins actually played really well, and they paid him $50 million on 2 franchise tags and let him walk. Because they went back, they said, you know what, we suck at drafting quarterbacks. We sucked. Kirk Cousins wasn't bad, but we're not sure about that guy. We're not sure that he's really the franchise quarterback. We're not sure we believe that he is the guy that can do it. Because there's a veteran out there that's going to be better. And we know because Alex Smith, you know what he did in Kansas City, man. He's great. He's a great bus driver. He doesn't turn over the ball. He's done great things in Kansas City. Kansas City's in the playoffs with him every year. Let's get that guy. So we'll sign him to a contract and give him $71 million guaranteed. And he gets hurt the first year, and they still pay him. That's $71 million. So because they're in a bind because that guy got hurt, they signed Case Keenum, and they used the number 1 draft pick to draft Haskins. Figuring Case Keenum, it'll be a bridge. Haskins, he'll be our franchise quarterback. And so Case Keenum, he gets $4 million. Haskins got $14 million guaranteed, $21 million overall for a 4-year deal. They've got a 5th-year option. And here it is. They're at the top of the draft because they stink. And they're interviewing Tua and Burrow. Now, I don't know if they'll do that. That might be just doing your homework and things. Or it may end up being that it's an Arizona-type deal where they drafted Murray after having Josh Rosen the year before. So, in retrospect, here is what the Redskins spent over the last 9 years on quarterbacks. 4 number ones, 2 seconds, and 2 4th-round draft picks, and spent $200 million. And at this point, you can't look and say that the Redskins actually have a quarterback. The fact that they're thinking, should we draft one of these guys since we're up here because Haskins, So every scenario that Dallas Cowboy fans think will be better with getting rid of Dak Prescott. See, the Redskins didn't have a quarterback. They didn't have one that they looked at and said, we can do better, except for Kirk Cousins. But you traded away draft picks for a veteran. Didn't work. You ended up moving up in the draft to grab one of the guys that they said is going to be a great quarterback. Didn't work. You signed a veteran as a free agent. Didn't work. Signed another veteran as a free agent. Didn't work. You drafted a guy again in the 1st round, and it still didn't work. And here it is. You have spent so much draft capital, it may end up being that you spend another number 1. You may have spent 5 number 1s, 2 seconds, and 2 4ths to get finally a quarterback. And here it is. You have a guy here of the Cowboys that only cost you a 4th-round draft pick, has 4,902 yards, 30 touchdowns, with only 11 interceptions, and you guys say, nah, that's not good enough. We can do better. Okay. If you got a solution, because there's no guarantees in football. There's no guarantees. Everybody thought Alex Smith was an upgrade over Kirk Cousins, right? They kept saying Kirk Cousins was a bum. Can't do anything with him, right? Donovan McNabb, he was a veteran. Oh, can't lose. He's a can't miss player with RG3. Haskins, he's one of the best ones. And still, they don't have a quarterback. And you have one that you say, let him walk. Come on, Cowboy fans. Be for real here. Stop with the damn hate. This isn't how this was actually supposed to go, because I actually had another thought on here, but I'll save that part for later, and we'll discuss it. But it's ridiculous, the hate that guy gets when you look at a traumatized team like the Redskins and what they are trying to do to get a quarterback. I'm just shaking my head. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'm going to see if I can walk out from behind here, and I'll see you guys soon.